What's going on, everybody? My name is Jordan. I like to draw cartoons. And with today's video, I'm going to be talking about something that I haven't really gotten a chance to talk about much. And what I'll be doing today is ranking all of the Escape Pod variant logos that I've had the pleasure of making over the last 2 years. Now, if you're not familiar with the Escape Pod, which I kind of find hard to believe if you clicked on this video, let me give you a quick summary of what you can expect from this podcast. The Escape Pod podcast is a superhero / pop culture podcast hosted by Andrew Parker, aka Wafello, aka the Trivia Guy, aka the Spider-Man Hoodie Guy, and Alex Azor, aka Hat Guy, aka the #1 Cars 2 Glazer. Their hot takes and hilarious banter has helped them become one of the top podcasts in the superhero community, and now has landed them consistent tickets to TV show and movie premieres. Their show has also featured other creators I've been lucky enough to work with, including Blake and Garrett from Duck Takes and Sammy J Reacts. And my partnership with them has now spanned almost 2 years and all started from a random shot-in-the-dark DM that I sent to their account on Instagram in July of 2023. Ever since then, I've had the pleasure of making their variant logos that have been on their merch and been in their profile photos, and that number of logos is approaching 20. So I'm so excited to talk about these. Now, every single design I'm going to talk about today, I absolutely love. It was really hard to try to pick one over the other. So with this ranking, depending on the day, the ranking could honestly be different. So as I go along with this ranking, I'll talk about the things I loved about the design, maybe even show some behind the scenes of some early design concepts that didn't make the final cut. And also when it comes to ranking these, it's going to be a combination of which one I just think is most aesthetically pleasing, which one just looks the best, and also what project, what movie or show it's tailored around will have an impact on it as well in terms of how I'm ranking it. And as we go along, there will be some like badges basically that I'll be handing out to the certain logos that earn these certain badges. And those badges are as follows. One of them will be for Hat Guy's top 5. Before making this video, I asked Alex what his top 5 favorite logos were. So as I go along, I'll be able to hand out which ones are some of his favorites. And I'll even point out which one is his all-time favorite with a golden Hat Guy badge. And I know Andrews will also see a Wafello favorite logo, so you'll see that as we go along as well. And over the last few weeks, I made a poll, and then there's an Escape Pod fan account who asked what people's favorite Escape Pod variant logos are. So there's 3 logos that you'll see. We'll have a fan favorite badge that I'll talk about as we go along as well. Which one just kind of had the best reception, and which one people commented and saying was their favorite the most. It is just about time to start diving into this rankings, but before we do, as always, please make sure to like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok, and follow me on Letterboxd as well. So the first logos we'll talk about are kind of my bottom 3, where they're basically this basic mug logo, and you just change out the colors, maybe add a different background. So they're not my overwhelming favorites. I still love the design of them, but that's why they're more at the bottom. And those are the Christmas one from last year, the Barbenheimer one, the very first one that I had the pleasure of making with these guys, and the Thunderbolts one. Now, just because they're at the bottom doesn't mean I love them. It's just they're maybe the most basic out of all the ones I'll talk about today. Next on my ranking, I have the RDJ mug logo. If y'all remember, the iconic RDJ announcement of him announcing himself as Dr. Doom was such a huge moment. It was such an event at the time. I pitched them with the idea of making an Iron Man and Dr. Doom mug logo. Put that together. The Iron Man looks really good. The Doom looks really good. But the way that this one looked on like a green hoodie all looks so good. So I really love this design. And the next one in my ranking, even though Invincible is one of my favorite shows of all time, the next one I have up is the Omni-Man and Mark mug logo. Now again, I love Invincible. I love how this one turned out, but you'll even see as I go along, there are other Invincible mug logos that I made that I simply like more. It did take a while for us to get the final look, but the text with the blood splatter on them, the look of Omni-Man, Mark's whole look, his whole suit fits so well with this mug template. So this all looked really, really good. But again, there are still ones that I love more. And the next 2 logos I'll talk about are right next to each other in the ranking and have one thing in common, and that is Hulk mugs. The next 2 I have are the Hulk versus Wolverine mug logo from Deadpool and Wolverine, and the Captain America 4 mug logo with Sam Wilson as Captain America and Harrison Ford's Red Hulk. We're getting into the space now where these are just all ones that I absolutely adore. If I were to rank them out of 10, they're all at like 9.5s or higher. And these ones all look so good. And we're now even getting to the trajectory where I have some of these myself on merch. I have the Captain America 4 t-shirt. I have the Hulk versus Wolverine hoodie. And I even have the Invincible one that I just talked about on hoodie as well. And I just love the way that the Hulk's face just fits so well on this logo. And I love the way the Captain America mug looks too. And the Wolverine one. And you'll see another Deadpool and Wolverine one coming up. And it's most likely going to be in the top 5. And the next one on my ranking is the first of the Hat Guy favorites. And not only is it one of his favorites, but it's his all-time favorite one that I've gotten to make so far. And that's the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man design. Now this one was pretty straightforward because this was for a Spider-Man show. And these are Spider-Man mugs, but I just had to change it up a little bit, adding the strap that you'll see for that one Spider-Man variant suit and going with like the white like stealth suit from the Spider-Man show as well. But I think the thing that really sets it apart for Alex is the text, the Escape Pod podcast itself on the notebook paper, looking like it's scribbled in with the webbing on it as well. That one was such a fun one. It was one that really just clicked really quickly. That one didn't have a lot of notes. I basically just started designing it, and as I went, it ended up being the final almost right out of the gate. And now next up, I just said before, there's gonna be more Invincible logos in this video. In the next one is the Mark versus Conquest one. This one was so much fun to make, especially just because of how incredible that finale is with Mark against Conquest. My love for that show and love for that finale fueled this logo, and it all just looks so good all together. The blood splatter on the text, the look of Conquest, the look of Mark with his tattered suit and the crack in his lens was another one that kind of, as I just went along, it just fit all together and wasn't many notes. And it was just another awesome one that I got to make. And the next one on my ranking is another Hat Guy favorite and one of the most recent ones I got to make. And that was the 20th anniversary Revenge of the Sith mug logo. Everything about this one just flows so well together. And it was awesome getting to keep the Spider-Man lens on this one, but then also adding the scar on Anakin's and the beard and the hair on Obi-Wan's, and then adding the lightsabers that are clashing together behind the text. All was so awesome, and obviously the Darth Vader graphic on the back. And you can really see my love of Star Wars in this one. I just absolutely love doing this, and I'm just so very lucky to be able to do this. So I love talking about it and love showing this one off. Now, not only is the Revenge of the Sith one a Hat Guy favorite, but the next two I'll be talking about are also Hat Guy favorites. And the next one we talk about is yet another Invincible one, the Invincible War variant mug logo. I absolutely loved all the Mark variants. And if you've been following me on here, you've probably seen all the different Mark Invincible variants that I made myself on this channel. So obviously I love the look of all the different variants, and it was so fun to try to translate that into the mug logo. In this one, we got the Sinister Mark, we got Omni-Man Mark, we have that like masked one that fights Mark and Adam Eve in the show, and then also like the Viltrumite one with like the messed up face. All of that just looks so good and just fits so well, and I even love just the colors of it, everything fitting together so very well. So that's why it's one of my favorites, and it also makes sense to be one of Alex's favorites too. And like I said, this next one will also be a Hat Guy favorite, but it's also the first fan favorite, and that is the Wicked mug logo. Obviously, this was an absolute phenomenon last year, and it was a phenomenon among the Escape Pod. The Escape Pod loved it, their fans loved it, I loved it. So obviously making the mug logo was very important to make sure that it did justice to the movie and the phenomenon at the time, and the bubble around it being transparent. So if you change the background, the color of the bubble changes also, with Emerald City in the back, and obviously with the green and the pink, the crown, wand, and the broom, the hat, it all just flows perfectly to fit for the Wicked mug logo. We are now approaching the top 5 in this ranking. We are at the number 7 spot, and at the number 7 spot is Andrew's favorite mug logo so far, and that is the Daredevil Born Again mug logo with Daredevil in views. Not only is this probably fueled by his love for the show in general, but the entire look of this just turned out so perfect. And one of my favorite finishing touches that I have on this is that if you look at the text, there's the skyline in it as well that is associated with the Daredevil Born Again whole logo. So all of that fits so perfectly to encapsulate that show. Even though Muse sucked in the show and they didn't do it very well, it still just looks so good in the mug logo. And it's a good reason why it's Andrew's favorite. Now, this next one is at the number 6 spot, just outside the top 5, but I'm sure on any other day, it could easily be a top 5 one. And that is the Spider-Verse logo. That is another one that is definitely a fan favorite. And I was so happy to get to make this one with Miles Morales and Spider-Man 2099. With the portal in the background, it all just looks so perfect, and with the glitching text as well. And it's another example of me really just putting my love of the project into it as well, because Across the Spider-Verse is one of my favorite movies of all time. And I remember early on when I started working with these guys, I would just have spare time and just start trying to throw together any kind of fun logos I could think of to give them an idea of things that we could do in the future. And I remember very early on taking a crack at a Spider-Verse logo with Miles in the spot at the time. So it's so fun to finally make a finalized version of this for Spider-Verse. And obviously there's going to be one coming out. When Beyond comes out, we'll have one with the 2 Miles or with Spot or with 2099 or with Gwen. I'm sure we'll have plenty of those when Beyond the Spider-Verse finally comes out. And leading off this top 5 is one that I think is the most underrated one that I've made. And it's maybe just because it was a random idea I had one day and I just ran with it and I love how it turned out. And this one that I have myself on a sweater at home. But I just love the way this one turned out, and it's the Escape Pod Christmas cookie logo. I just randomly had this idea and ran with it one day, and I just absolutely love how it turned out. I just feel like it was so Christmassy, it was so perfect. It's also the most detailed one I make, just like little aspects of seeing flour on it or crumbs and the bites taken out of it. It all just looks so awesome to me, and I absolutely adore it. So that's why it's one of my favorites. And now at the number 4 spot is one that could easily be a fan favorite, but it's kind of just outside that ranking. And that is the Alien Romulus mug logo with the face huggers. I remember seeing Alex absolutely raving over Alien Romulus, and we weren't thinking about doing a logo at the time, but we kind of both had the idea at the same time. I think I texted him as he was about to text me that we should do a face hugger logo. And I remember taking the idea, running with it, designing the face hugger, adding it to the mugs, and I remember sending my first draft over to them, and they sent me this photo in reply. So I think they really liked it. And it's another one that I have myself on a hoodie. And also Alien Romulus is awesome. The face huggers are iconic. So adding it to the Escape Pod logo was so much fun. And we are now at the top 3. And this is the final of the 3 fan favorites I'll talk about here today. And it's also the one that kind of started this all off with me creating the designs for merch. And that was the X-Men 97 mug logo with the Cyclops and Magneto mugs. This one was one that really was kind of a painstaking process because we really wanted to get this one right. Something as simple as having the X in the background being red or including Magneto's hair were all things that we were kind of going back and forth on. And then we finally settled on this, and I feel like it was perfect. And it's definitely one of the ones that people always talk about that they love. And it was the first one that they sold merch of as a variant, and it was one that people just absolutely loved and people gravitate to. It's one that will definitely have a special place in my heart, not just because the show is so good and I love the show so much, but because it was the one that started this whole train that we're still doing now. And now at the 2 spot is one that could probably be at the number 1 spot, but I went with number 2, and it's also one of Alex's favorite as well. And that is the Deadpool and Wolverine logo. Now, it's simple, but it's beautiful in its simplicity, in my opinion. I just love how it looks, and I love the craze around Deadpool and Wolverine when it came out. I love the movie so much personally as well. This was also kind of a long process of wanting to make sure that we get it right, because I started working on this probably in like April or May of 2024, very long before the movie actually came out, because we wanted to make sure we got it right, and man, did we get it right. And it's one of my favorite pieces of merch that I personally own. On that tan hoodie, I absolutely love how that looks, and it's just the perfect logo in my opinion. And now I may have even given away the number 1 spot just because of what I'm wearing right now, but the number 1 spot is the Fantastic Four mug variant logo. Not only do I love how it looks on this crew neck I'm wearing right now, but it's just perfect. It was definitely a challenge. It's the first time we ever took a crack at having 4 mugs on one logo. We did the Invincible War variant logo after we designed this and made sure this layout worked. And man, does it work. And man, is it perfect. And man, does it show each member perfectly and uniquely. The white outline for the Invisible Woman, the slightly stretched out mug for Mr. Fantastic, obviously the flaming on fire mug for Human Torch, and the orange with the stone outlines on it as well. And we kept the Spider-Man lens aspect of it as well, all making it still the Spider-Man mug logo with their own powers included as well. And it's just perfect in my opinion, which is why it's at the number 1 spot. Now, if you're seeing this portion of the video, that means I didn't cut it out and I'm allowed to show this one, because this is going to be the newest design that I finished, and it might be my favorite by the time that it comes out. And it's for Superman. This was another one that we started a few months ago, similar to the Fantastic Four logo. We want to make sure that we got it right. And initially it was going to be Superman and Lex. And Lex is just going to be kind of basic since he's bald. There wasn't really much leeway or flexibility we could do with that. So I pitched the idea to have it be Superman and Krypto that you'll see right here. And I think it's perfect. I'm so excited to see Superman when it comes out. I think similar to Fantastic Four, it's going to be up there as some of the best movies of the year. And I think we kind of nailed it with this design. I know I'm super excited for you guys to see it. And I'm really excited to see what other stuff we'll get to make. And that's my favorite logo I ever got to make with the Escape Pod. And we're just getting started. So there you have it. There's the whole ranking of every single Escape Pod logo I got a chance to make so far. And like I just said, there's going to be plenty more coming in the future. There's obviously still more stuff coming out, and there's going to be plenty more stuff coming out the rest of this year and for years to come. And I'm very happy to say I will be the one that gets the chance to design these. So in the comments, make sure to let me know what your favorites are. What are your favorite mug logos that I've ever got to make with the Escape Pod? And if you don't subscribe to them already, go subscribe to them. Follow them on TikTok and Instagram. Go show them some love for me, because they've been doing nothing but showing love to me as well. And let me know in the comments, what other stuff do you want to see mug logo versions of? There's so much potential with this whole template for the mug logos for other variants with other movies and shows. So let us know what other stuff you want to see. And like I said, I work with a bunch of other creators. I work with Duck Takes. I work with Sammy J Reacts. And I'm doing a whole bunch of stuff with them too. So if you want to see videos where I talk about those designs as well, let me know in the comments, and I'd love to make more videos like this. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch my videos. And again, as always, please make sure to like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok, and follow me on Letterboxd as well. As always, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and keep on drawing.